Well, this is the next chapter in my craziness with lunchbox style planers. These are bench top, or some people call them portable. I was able to get this Shop Fox with the spiral style or helical style cutter head for not much more than what it would cost to buy a bird helical cutter head. Very excited to get this Shop Fox model W1877 opened up. That'll drive you nuts. Look at that guy. So this fella got delivered on a rainy day, and the box is kind of wet, but it's in plastic. Look at that lovely beigey color. I'll quick pull this thing out of the box and set it on the floor. I don't imagine it's going to be much different than the old Ridgid I unboxed last week. So I thought that the Ridgid was an obsolete machine, and then I found that Steel City had a unit that was kind of the same, and boy, this Shop Fox really very, very similar. So we've got the Shop Fox W1877 out of its box, temporarily setting on this leg set here. There's not a lot of prep work to do on these once they're out of the box. One of the things that needs to be done is to put this knob on the height adjustment wheel. That's done by taking the little wrench out of the toolbox that's on the other side of the machine. Take that guy out. A little wiggle. You've got the height adjustment wheel off the machine. The knob has a flat spot that lines up into the hole like that. Flip it around. Came with this little fella. Throw that in there. Give it a little spin. Grab the original bolt that holds the adjustment wheel on. Put it into place. It can go on just one way. And there you go. This is the lever that sets the head lock. We'll unlock it. Move on to the next step. So much like the old Ridgid model and many of its clones, we've got the little toolbox on this side that's part of the cord wrap. And it's interesting, if you look at the molding of the plastic, still shows the tools that came with the older style cutter head, the wrench, the blade changing tool, and the Allen wrench that had been in the middle. So this machine has a spiral style cutter head. You can see here's our carbide tips. They're 14 millimeter square. Also, I want to point out this little, there we go, that little dot on the cutter You use that to help to remember the number of spins you've given your little teeth. Reading through the manual, they recommend a counterclockwise rotation. Also, if you notice, these are set basically square with the workpiece, so the entire edge will hit the workpiece at the same time. I believe that's why they call this a spiral style. Bird style heads that you can buy, the bird style, they're set at an angle to give you more of a shearing action versus more of a blunt cut. Is it better? I don't know. Let's get the cord unraveled. It has basically a nice built-in cord wrap. So on this machine, unlike the Ridgid that I already have, when the dust shroud is off, you see the cutter head. The Ridgid that I already have has a tin cover there, and then the dust shroud hooks onto the back, so you can run it without the dust shroud. On the Shop Fox, the dust shroud is also the hood for the cutter head. Fits in here. So, and then you've got two screws that hold it in place. One, two of those guys. And if you want to run the machine without a dust collector, this guy snaps, moves up like that, and then the dust just kind of sprays out like so. But for storage, obviously the collector will have to come off again. So one of the last things we need to do before this thing can be test run, unlock the cutter head, run the head up, take out the styrofoam shipping box, and Viola. Okay, everything looks safe. Do our first startup of the machine. Let it run a moment and hopefully seat the brushes. So before I do a test run on this machine, we're going to get our table set. And right out of the box, it is adjusted square with the table, although the in-feed table the end here is perfect. The middle, we've got about 20 thousandths dip. Will that affect the snipe on this machine or the quality of the cut? We're going to find out. So we're getting ready for our test cut with the Shop Fox on this machine, like the Ridgid and a couple of the other clones. Where the arrow points is a little nubbin, and as you move in, it adjusts this guy. So we're going to want to, I'm going to want to pull off about a 1/16 of an inch I believe that it says the machine can take up to 1/8, but we're going to run with 1/16. They claim that this machine is a 2 horsepower machine, 15 amp. So right there is a 1/16. We'll fire it up, there'll be some noise. Beautiful finish, but I've got a bunch of snipe because I did not lock the cutter head. Not sure if that's visible or not. I'm going to readjust the machine. I am running it with the cutter head shroud off. That might impact the noise of the machine. So there we're set at 1/16 of an inch. I've got the cutter head locked. We'll fire it up. So with the cutter head locked, no snipe.